Ito ang sasabihin mong statement na ito while pointing on the paragraph on the paper. Sabihin mo, alam mo ang reward system. I-confirm mo lang.
I already made a statement that there is no truth to the accusation.
Okay, welcome back po sa Pilinpo TV. Nako, napakarami yung pangyayari ng mga nagdaang araw. Isa na nga ho itong pagbaligtad or pagbago ng statement ng isang police colonel na dati ay nagkumpirma na mayroong reward system sa Davao sa mga police na nakakapatay ng kriminal. Ito po at dahil dito, nawalan ng kredibilidad ang Quadcom sa isang iglap. Nawalan sila ng kredibilidad.
Good morning, Karen. Good morning to all of you there watching this channel right now. Thank you.
All right, so let's go straight to the point. Did you and Representative Dan Fernandez instruct Police Colonel Hector Grijaldo to confirm the reward system in Davao, in effect asking him to lie?
I already made a statement that there is no truth to the accusations of Kredebilidad, that I forced anyone or we forced anyone to sign any affidavit in exchange to favors or the possibility of promotion.
Okay, bago po natin ituloy yan, ano ho ba pinanggagalingan ni Kong Abante? Ano ba yung aligasyon ng police colonel? Ito po yung aligasyon ni police colonel.
Related to extrajudicial killings and the reward system. I was approached by a security personnel while I was seated in one of the witnesses during the hearing. The said person told me that I was summoned by Congressman Dan Fernandez. I went out of the room.
So during hearing daw po, ipinatawag ni Kong Fernandez itong si police colonel
With the security personnel. When we were outside, he told me to go to the left corridor and proceed straight to the end room. While walking, I saw other witnesses who were standing in the corridor, including my classmate, Major Portalesa and Captain Anova, who was wearing PMP uniform, and the latter acknowledged me by saluting. When I entered the room, I saw two lawyers of Police Colonel Garma standing inside the room. One of the lawyers approached me and then asked me what we are going to talk about. I said I do not know. After a while, Kong Dan Fernandez entered the room and he asked me to sit beside him on his right side. And then Kong Abante entered the room, sat far end of the chair on the right. One of the lawyers of Police Karma stood near at my back.
So dalawa pong congressman ang nakipag-uusap sa kanya during the during the hearing. So si Kong Abante at saka si Congressman Dan Fernandez.
Kong Dan Fernandez put the paper he was holding on the table and told me, ito ang sasabihin mong statement na ito. While
Gusto pala siyang bigyan ng script or binigyan pala siya ng script.
pointing on the paragraph on the paper, ito ang supplemental affidavit ni Colonel Garma. Sabihin mo, alam mo ang reward system. I-confirm mo lang. Kong Dan told me to read the said affidavit. However, I asked the copy of affidavit he was showing to me to read it. He did not give it to me. The lawyer of Police Colonel Garma said, ikaw lang ang pwedeng magsabi niyan, sabi ni Colonel Garma. I was puzzled and I asked myself, why me?
subukan.
I
Masisira ang
respectfully
buhay
told
mo.
him that I cannot confirm. They are saying, as I have not read the affidavit. We went silent for a while. And then Kong Dan Fernandez said, while holding the affidavit, saan ka pwede? Dito, noong 1999.
So, pinapapili siya kung anong script siguro ang kanyang gagamitin.
About DDS, alam mo to, pulis ka na sa Davao nito. I politely told him that I was not still with the PNP because I was working with the Bureau of Jail Management and Penology in 1999 that time.
Subukan.
After some
Masisira ang
time,
buhay mo.
Kong Abante asked me how many years those still I have with the PNP. I answered, I still have 4 years before my retirement. Then he made a remark, pwede ka pang maging general.
Diba, parang gustong lakarin ng mga congressman, particularly si Kong Abante na ma-promote siya bilang general kung gagamitin niya or susunod siya sa script.
Humbly responded to him, masaya na ako sa ranggo ko, sir. Pagkatapos nito, sir, uuwi na lang ako. At magtatanim na lang ako ng kamote sa amin. The cordial conversation between us continued. And I felt that they wanted me to convince me to do what they wanted me to do.
Subukan.
Then Kong
Masisira
Abante
ang
asked
buhay mo.
me where I serve as a chief of police. To which I answered, Mandaluyong City Police Station. Kong Abante then persuaded me by saying, ikaw naman, Colonel, ganito na lang. Alangan namang walang insidente o pangyayari sa panahon na yon. I answered, and I served as a COP in Mandaluyong during the COVID-19 pandemic. And there were less crime committed.
Talagang namimilit pa si Kong Abante na mamili ng script na pwede para sa kay Colonel. Talagang namimilit.
We did not receive any reward from anyone. I added that we only received funds, additional MOA or support fund from the Peace and Order Fund of the LGU. I then respectfully told Kong Dan Fernandez that anybody can debunk my statement if I confirm the testimony of Colonel Garma
Masisira ang
about the
buhay mo.
DDS in 1999, since I was not a member of PNP at the time. And I have no personal knowledge as to the reward system.
Wala naman pala talagang personal knowledge. Pinipilit pa ninyo.
Additionally, I said, the work of the policeman are noble and requires great sacrifice, even without the reward or award. It is our moral obligation and a call of duty to serve our country and people. Then Kong Dan asked me, si Colonel Garma, anong masabi mo sa kanya sa Barayuga? I politely told him I cannot comment on the case. When I respectfully answered him, Sir, mahirap yan. Kasama kami sa nag-iimbestiga at hindi ko alam kung anong kinalaman niya at may investigasyon din sa amin, baka ma-incriminate ako, sir. After the discussion, they did not give me a copy of the second affidavit of Police Colonel Garma. I felt that I disappointed them. Kong Dan Fernandez and Kong Abante left the room.
Left the room ang dalawa, hindi nagtagumpay.
While I and the two lawyers of Police Colonel Garma stayed in the room for a while. I presume that they are about to present the second affidavit of Police Colonel Garma.
Pong subukan.
I asked the
Masisira
tall
ang
lawyers
buhay
of
mo.
Police Colonel Garma why they have chosen me. They did not answer me and just stared at me. And that I went back to the hearing room. When I went back to the hearing room, I immediately called the attention of Police Colonel Lito Patay, who were sitting behind the witness table. We proceeded at the back of the lobby area when they suspended the hearing. I confided and discussed to him what happened in the room with Kong Dan Fernandez and Kong Abante and the tall lawyers of Police Colonel Garma. That's all, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Colonel Grijaldo.
Yan, ituloy po natin yung interview ni Karen Davila kay Kong Abante.
And that is what I said in the media, Karen.
All right, but this is the point,
I do not know why-
Representative Abante. Wait,
I
I
do not
won't
know
let
why-
that go. I won't let that go just yet. What is
Yes.
your business and Dan Fernandez's business speaking to a resource person?
Ayan. Gigisahin na.
Why would you do that?
He was actually a classmate of Colonel Garma. And Colonel Garma asked us if we can talk to Colonel Grijaldo because he has something to say. So, nagano naman kami, okay, we talk to him.
But what you
Napakababaw ng dahilan, Kong.
did was wrong. That immediately put color and bias into the resource persons. What is the business of two representatives speaking to a police colonel who is meant to be under oath, give his testimony? You should not have spoken with him.
No, he was not out under oath in the Senate, yes. But when we talked to him, we were talking to him in
Alatang hindi na paghandaan ni Kong Abante yung mga tanong eh. Nahirapang sumagot.
response to what Colonel Garma said.
No, but in the end, he was going to speak in the Quadcom. They are under oath in the Quadcom,
Yes,
correct?
that's true, yes.
Yes, so why would you
But
speak
we never-
No, the point is this, Representative Abante.
Yes, yes,
Do you, in the lower house, do you all speak to your resource persons before they attend the hearing?
Not necessarily, but in a way in
Is
which
that the
Gano'n naman kami katiyak na hindi nyo nga tinatanong or hindi nyo kinakausap yung mga resource person. Lumalabas pala na during hearing pinapalabas ninyo at kinakausap nyo para sumunod sa gusto nyong script.
practice in the lower house?
Karen,
Is it the
I
practice
still,
in the lower
I'm still
house that
talking.
you speak?
Sometimes, these resource persons would request us to talk to them privately. So we give them some time so we could be able to talk to them privately. But the thing is, this forcing anyone to make an affidavit that will tell them, that will speak lies to them. We don't do that. You see?
Okay, but he did not say you forced him to make an affidavit. This was his testimony in the Senate. Number one, he said first that Congressman Dan Fernandez put the paper he was holding in the table at sinabi, yung paragraph na yun, no, yun ang affidavit ni Colonel Garma. Sinabi niya, ikumpirma mo na alam mo ang reward system.
Ayan, pinilit nyo na gamitin yung script na gusto ninyo.
In other words, it appears that you were not objective, both of you, that you were in effect influencing a resource person to
No, we're not.
corroborate Garma's testimony.
No, we're not.
Nawala na yung kredibilidad nyo. Biglang nawala.
Accusation niya.
We're not influencing him. We're
Okay.
just asking him because it was Colonel Garma who actually told us, can you please talk to Colonel Grad because he's my classmate.
Regardless, this is not the point.
Subukan.
The point, okay, but the point is, did you speak to a resource person, two representatives, a resource person in private without his lawyer? Did you do that?
No, there were two lawyers there. You see
His
that?
lawyers.
He could be able to call his lawyer.
Wait, nandun yung dalawang lawyer ni Garma, pero lawyer ni Police Colonel, wala.
Too, if he wanted to.
No, that's not the point. When you spoke with him, was he alone?
The point is this, Karen. No force was given. The point is this. We did not tell him. We did not actually force him to make an affidavit. We did not force him to say that he agrees with Garma. All right, we didn't do that. Oh, we were just polite enough because they wanted to speak to us. We're just polite enough to be able to give them the room for them to say something.
Okay. Another testimony he said in the Senate during that.
Ang problema nga, nasa hearing sila. Kontrolado nyo ang hearing. Kapag hindi sila sumunod sa script, iko-contempt nyo.
Conversation, tinanong mo pa, o ilang taon ka na lang sa serbisyo, baka pwede ka bang general? Was there a part of the conversation that went this way?
There's a lie. The thing is, why would people believe a killer who would say those things?
But why would they believe it? This was highly inappropriate. The point is, Representative Abante,
Ikaw, paano? Paniniwalaan ka ba namin?
is this, you and Representative Dan Fernandez put the results of the Quadcom in a compromising situation. It affected the credibility by speaking to a resource person privately.
Oh, nawala na. Nawalan na kayo ng kredibilidad.
I don't think so. I mean, we will still pursue the truth, and that is what we want to say.
Paano? Wala na maniniwala sa inyo.
We want to pursue the truth on these things, and I don't think that people would just believe a killer telling lies in the Senate committee.
Well, don't believe that the previous government used killers to testify against former Senator Laila de Lima. That was believed.
We're not talking about the previous committee hearings. We're talking about the hearing now.
Okay, so my question is this. Representative.
So, ang gusto pa sabihin, huwag nang paniwalaan ng tao yung sinasabi ni Police Colonel. Ba't kayo pinapaniwalaan ninyo at gusto nyo pang gamitin?
If you're saying why believe the statements of a killer instead of yourself, why even use him as a resource person? If that's your argument, you said he's a killer, he shouldn't be believed. So why believe him in the Quad Committee hearing?
We would like to find out the truth. Why is it that Colonel Garma changed her statement? Why is it that Colonel Leonardo said that there is still a reward system? I mean, we would like to ferret out the truth. Okay. Now I just said, okay, why would anyone believe a killer? But in our Quadcom meeting, we invite everyone. We invite all the witnesses that would tell us the truth on this. Now, if they will not tell the truth, they will still lie. It's up to them. We are here to investigate. We are not here to lie.
At the end of the day,
Ang problema nga, pinapakontempt nyo pag ayaw sumunod sa gusto ninyong sabihin o sa script nyo.
Representative Abante, why should the people believe now that what he told in the Quadcom hearing is true, that he knew of the reward system, and in the Senate, he would lie by saying that he was asked to confirm it.
That is already expected. I mean, we know for a fact that anyone that would go to the Senate would perhaps change their statement. That is already expected, Karen.
But why would he do that?
Paano hindi magbabago ng statement? Inipik nyo lang.
in it for him. He's a police colonel. He doesn't want a promotion. If he wanted a promotion, possibly, he would have stuck with the story that he knew of the reward system, given
I don't know, maybe-
given the political environment today. But yet he goes to the Senate and risks actually by saying they asked me to lie.
I don't know, but perhaps he's there to protect the president. Perhaps he's there to just agree with the president, with the former president. You see, I really do not know. We do not know what is in the mind of any person. We expect that to happen, you see.
Okay, so you've denied it, so it becomes he said, she said, in this case, he said, but at the end of the day, looking at your actions and Representative Dan Fernandez's actions, have you learned a lesson not to speak with resource persons before a hearing?
Perhaps, Karen, perhaps in that way, we were taught a lesson. Sa amin lang, you know, we're just giving them room.
So, inaamin mo, mali yung ginawa mo. Kasi may natutunan kang lesson eh.
Okay? Walang anumang coercion dito. Walang anumang promise of promotion dito. We cannot even promise promotion.
Eh, kay Garma kaya, ano kayang pinangako nyo? Lalabas din yan.
Or anyway. You see, we just want to let the people know the truth about the EJ case. Mas patindi ang EJ case. Rather, more than any statement of any police officer.
EJK kayo na EJK, wala naman kayong kaso. Magsampaw muna kayo ng kaso.
Okay, but at the end of the day, by meeting with a witness, a resource person, you have two sitting representatives, you are co-chairman of the hearing, people can perceive that as undue influence. That's subtle pressure.
I don't think so.
That could be perceived as subtle pressure, influence. Remember, you are co-chairman of that committee.
Perhaps some people would perceive that, but most people will not. You know why? I'm the chairman of the Committee on Human Rights, and we would like to find out. You see that? Even in a personal way. Kung halimbawa, nakiusap yung isang resource person, pwede bang makausap kayo muna? So, we give way. We give way. What is wrong with that? You see that? We give way. Because he would like to know the truth of the matter. But then, magkakaroon ng pagkakaiba ng statement niya. Well, it's up to him. It's up to him. You see that? Kami lang, ang amin lang attitude is that hindi naman kami matigas. Malambot din kami na nais namin na malaman ang katotohanan. Kung yung taong yan, nais niya, pwede ba kayong makausap? So why not? Oo. But you know, coercing a person.
But Representative Dan Fernandez was there with you. Representative Dan Fernandez was there with you, right?
Yes.
And Colonel Grijaldo's statement was firm. Sinabi niya, he put the paper, he was holding on the table, I believe he said this in Filipino, and he said, this is the statement you'll say. Tinuturo niya yung paragraph. This is Colonel Garma's supplemental affidavit. Just say you know the reward system. Ikumpirma mo lang. Kumpirma mo to. Hawak yung papel. Why would he invent that story?
Oh, sumagot ka, Abante. Ba't mag-iimbento ng ganon?
Who invented, Karen? We
So
didn't.
why would Grijaldo invent that story?
Okay. Well, I don't know about him. Perhaps you could be able to ask him, why would he invent that kind of a story? See? He might be protecting someone else.
So you're saying Dan Fernandez did not do that?
See, he is one of those that knew the killing of General Barayuga. Now, I do not know if anyone would just look at his statement, he was one of those that are accused in the killing of Barayuga. Yun dapat ang sinabi niya. I was not part of the killing of Barayuga. What he has said, you see? And the thing is this, kawawa naman si Colonel Garma. Colonel Garma has a change of heart. She had reflection and she said, I now would like to say the truth because the truth shall set me free. Ang nais lamang ni Colonel Garma is that perhaps you can talk to Colonel Ginado. He has a lot of things to say. But all of a sudden, he had nothing to say but go against the statement of Colonel Garma.
But that's what I'm trying to say. That's what a resource person is. It depends, you know. It's a matter of, by looking for the truth, we can't influence them to speak one way or the other. Because now he claims, this is what he's saying. I mean, this is what he's saying in the Senate, that at first he refused Dan Fernandez, right? Sinabi niya wala siyang alam sa reward scheme. Tapos, kinausap mo siya pagkatapos, tas dito mo na parang, this is where undue influence could be perceived or pressure. Sinabi mo daw, tinanong mo, ilang taon ka pa? Ilang taon ka pa ba sa PNP? Sabi
Pwede ka pang maging general.
niya, I still have 4 years before my retirement. Sinabi mo, you can still become a general. Doon niya sinabing, I'm content with my rank.
Well,
Kumbaga,
Oo, umamin ka na kung Abante. Umamin na. Bawal magsinungaling.
if you say something
it is
that
his
Liars go to hell.
is pleasing
Fine.
to his administration, ganun ang dating, is baka maging general ka pa.
Well, talagang mangyayari yan, Karen. I mean, people will always try to excuse themselves or give reasons para baka wala sila sa investigasyon, para hindi na maimbitahan yan, para,
Kung Abante, magkakaedad ka na, magbagong buhay ka na.
para bang, any investigation in the Senate or the House, hindi naman nakakatuwa yan sa kanila eh. All right? So they would do everything they can to excuse.
Yeah. But I think there's a lesson here for two representatives. It's the issue of propriety and being beyond reproach. We ask our judges, we ask Supreme Court judges to be beyond reproach, not a hint, right? Not a hint of impropriety. So next time, what will change in how the Quad Committee holds its hearings?
We are not a court, Karen.
Hindi nga kayo korte, pero para na kayo korte sa mga ginagawa ninyo.
We are a committee in Congress. And we are just there to investigate and to ferret out the truth so we could be able to craft more laws to prevent those things happening again. You see, we're not the court.
Yeah, you're not the court, but
We're not there to prosecute.
investigators are also expected to be
Yes, but we're not there to prosecute. We're not there to prosecute. It is up to the DOJ or the NBI to prosecute whatever they might say. You see that? I mean,
Ang problema nga, pag ayaw sumunod sa script nyo, pinapakontempt nyo.
ano magagawa namin kung magsisinungaling yan?
No,
Ano
but you don't know anymore.
magagawa?
The problem now is the public doesn't know saan siya nagsinungaling, sa inyo or sa Senate.
Kung subukan.
Technically, he recanted his testimony in the Quadcom. That's what he did. He recanted his testimony in the Quadcom by saying that in the Senate.
That would be true. The thing is this, Karen, nakikita namin kahit sa Quadcom, under oath na yung mga witnesses, nagsisinungaling pa eh. Under oath na nagsisinungaling pa sila eh. Alright, nakikita po namin yan. O meron kayong mga ebidensya. But they still lie. Oo. Bakit? Because they know it's not the court. They can say anything they want to say. It might even be, for example, like perjurious or what it is. But they still lie. So anong gagawin namin doon? But we are still here. We are still counting that one day these people like Colonel Garma will
Well, you can file for perjury if they lie. You can file for contempt if they lie.
We can contempt
They
us,
are under oath.
and that's the reason why we contempt them.
Okay, but the issue at the end is this. You will deny it, he insists on it, Dan Fernandez has denied it, but in the end, how will you proceed with future hearings of the Quadcom?
Nako, wala nang future yan. Wala nang maniniwala dyan.
We will still proceed, Karen, whatever happened. We know,
Kailangan mag-proceed. Siyempre, paano makakukubra yung ipinangako nung pinakamataas nila, si Romualdez.
know that in a way, mangyayari itong mga bagay na ito.
But will you now not talk to resource persons
It will not
before
stop
the hearing?
Perhaps, Karen, perhaps we have learned something here that we must do. Never talk to a resource person in private. You see that? Perhaps that is what we must do. You see? Oo. We're learning the ropes, Karen.
See? So inamin mo rin, mali yung ginawa mo.
I mean, we're not perfect people. You know, we can do some mistakes sometimes, but
Hindi ka nga perpekto pero tingnan mo naman yung gusto niyong palabasin na meron ng reward system. Muntik na maniwalang taong bayan sa inyo.
thing is this. Nakita namin, hindi pala maganda yung pagbigyan mo yung tao na gusto makiusap, kausapin kami. Sabihin na lang namin, okay, humarap ka na lang doon sa Quadcom hearing. Sabihin mo na lang gusto mong sabihin doon. Alright? So, perhaps in that way, Karen, you're right.
Hindi, dapat pag di ba, executive session dapat, hindi yung private session na gusto nyo, na ginagawa ninyo.
All right. On that note, sir, thank you so much for joining me today. We'll be watching the Quadcom hearings. Mag-ingat kayo, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Karen. Thank you very much.
Ganyan lang ho muna. At biglang nawalan ng kredibilidad ang Quadcom. Sa mga hindi pa ako nag-subscribe, paki-click na po ang subscribe and hit the notification bell para lagi kayong updated sa ating mga new uploads. Salamat po.